The 3 nighttime nutrients that I am gonna tell you about in this video are really important. If you re over 60, or even if you re under 60, but you've got some muscle loss or muscle weakness, so I'm going to break it down for you why these nutrients are so important, how they work, and where to get them. Let's dig into it. So let us just say your day has been long and hard, and you finally come home and you decide to sit down for dinner. You eat your dinner, which is hopefully something clean and healthy, and then maybe you watch TV or go on social media for a bit. And then you start feeling tired. So you go to bed, but you wake up right around 2 o'clock in the morning and you go back to sleep. This happens to me all the time. What do? Well, you can lay there frustrated not being able to sleep, or you can get out of bed and go do something. Here's what I recommend. If you happen to wake up at 2 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep, get up and drink a glass of water first. And here's why. Our bodies are mostly made up of water. In fact, our muscles are like 80% water. Now, many people don't realize that throughout the day, we lose water. We lose water when we sweat, and we lose water when we breathe. But did you know that you also lose a lot of water when you urinate, especially if you have an enlarged prostate? That's right. If you're a guy over the age of 50 and you have an enlarged prostate, you probably wake up at least once during the night to urinate. When you do that, you're losing water. The point is, as we age, we tend to become dehydrated, especially at night. Dehydration can cause a lot of problems, including constipation, kidney stones, but also muscle weakness and loss of muscle mass. Here's why. Did you know that in order for your body to build muscle, repair muscle, and maintain muscle, you need water? Your body needs water to transport amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, to the muscle cells. Without water, those amino acids cannot be delivered to the muscle cells, which means you're not going to be able to build muscle or repair muscle. So if you happen to wake up at 2 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep, get up and drink a glass of water. All right, next thing I want to talk about is getting enough potassium. I remember when I was younger, like in my 20s and 30s, I never worried about getting enough potassium. In fact, I didn't even know a lot about potassium. All I knew is that if I ate a banana, I was getting more potassium. But now that I'm older, and especially since I started lifting weights again, I've realized that I need more potassium, especially at night. Here's why. Did you know that potassium is one of the most important electrolytes for the human body? Electrolytes are minerals that carry an electrical charge. They help regulate muscle contraction and relaxation. And one of the best ways to replenish your potassium stores is to consume leafy green vegetables. Unfortunately, this is also the time of day when most people don't want to eat anything. But here's the problem. Low levels of potassium can lead to muscle weakness and cramps. And if you're trying to build muscle, you definitely don't want to have muscle cramps. It will hinder your progress. Not only that, but studies have shown that eating leafy greens, which are high in potassium, before bedtime can actually improve sleep quality. So if you happen to wake up at 2 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep, get up and make yourself a salad. Not only will you be improving your potassium levels, but you'll also be improving your digestion. Just do not make it too big of a meal because you do not want to feel full or bloated when you lie down to sleep. All right. Next nutrient that's very important, especially for guys over the age of 50, is magnesium. I remember when I used to take a lot of magnesium back when I was bodybuilding. Back then, I was taking like 400 milligrams of magnesium a day. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to bulk up and gain weight. But now that I'm older and I'm trying to maintain my weight and also trying to stay healthy, I've cut my magnesium way down. In fact, Now I try to get most of my magnesium from food. And here's why. Did you know that magnesium helps regulate calcium? Calcium is great for bone health, but too much calcium can be deposited in the soft tissues of the body, like in the joints, which can lead to inflammation. That's why it's important to get enough magnesium. Magnesium counteracts excess calcium. So if you're getting enough magnesium, you don't have to worry about having too much calcium in your body. And guess what? Leafy greens are also high in magnesium. There's also other foods that are high in magnesium, like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, avocados, and almonds. Now, if you're someone who's struggling with sleep apnea, which is very common in men over the age of 50, magnesium can help you breathe better while you sleep. Here's how. Magnesium helps relax smooth muscles, including the muscles in your throat. You see, if you have sleep apnea, the muscles in your throat tend to tighten up, which closes off your airway while you sleep. Magnesium can help keep those muscles relaxed, which allows you to breathe better through your mouth. Some people breathe through their mouth while they sleep because their nasal passages are congested due to allergies or a deviated septum. So magnesium can help open up those airways as well. Next, let's talk about vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for strong bones and healthy immune system. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. And here's why that's a problem. Studies have shown that low levels of vitamin D can lead to decreased muscle strength and increased risk of falling. That's right. If you're deficient in vitamin D, you're more likely to fall and break a hip. And the sad thing is, most people are deficient in vitamin D, especially during the winter months when there's less sunlight. One way to get more vitamin D is to take a supplement. But here's the problem. Taking large amounts of vitamin D supplements late in the evening can interfere with your sleep. And I know this because I've done it before. Back when I was bodybuilding, I would take large amounts of vitamin D along with other vitamins and minerals late in the evening. And sure enough, I would have a hard time falling asleep. Now I try to get most of my vitamin D from food. One of the best sources of vitamin D is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and tuna. You can also get vitamin D from egg yolks and beef liver. But if you don't eat any of those things, you might consider taking a vitamin D supplement early in the evening, like right after dinner. Just take the recommended dose on the bottle because you don't want to take too much vitamin D. Finally, let's talk about zinc. Zinc is a vital mineral that plays a role in protein synthesis, which is the process by which the body builds muscle. Zinc also helps regulate testosterone levels. And here's why that's important. As men age, testosterone levels naturally decline. In fact, after the age of 30, men lose about 1% of their testosterone each year. By the time you reach the age of 60, you could be producing 50% less testosterone than you did when you were in your 20s. Low testosterone levels can lead to decreased muscle mass and increased body fat. And here's another interesting fact about zinc. Studies have shown that eating oysters can increase serum zinc levels by up to 600%. Oysters are considered to be the most potent natural aphrodisiac because they're loaded with zinc. But if you're not a fan of oysters, you can also get zinc from red meat, poultry, and shellfish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Today we are going to talk about the truth about nutrition and bust some common myths. There's so much information out there, it can be difficult to sort through and know what is true and what isn't. Let's start with one of the most popular ones, saturated fat. For years, we were told that saturated fats were bad for us and would clog up our arteries. This led many people to avoid foods high in saturated fat, such as butter and red meat. However, recent studies have shown that this is not entirely true. Saturated fat has been linked with a higher risk of heart disease in the past, but new research suggests otherwise. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating more saturated fat did not increase the risk of heart disease or stroke. Instead, the study showed that consuming more saturated fat may even be protective against certain types of cancer. So what should you do? If you're concerned about your intake of saturated fat, talk to your doctor or a dietitian. They can help you determine how much saturated fat is safe for you to consume, based on your individual needs and health status. In general, it is recommended that saturated fat make up no more than 5% to 6% of your daily calories. All right, next, let's talk about carbohydrates. We were all taught that carbs are bad for us, and that we should avoid them if we want to lose weight or improve our overall health. But what if I told you that carbs aren't actually the enemy? Complex carbohydrates are a great source of energy and fiber, which is essential for a healthy digestive system. Plus, they contain important vitamins and minerals that our bodies need to function properly. Unfortunately, many of the carbs that we eat are refined and processed, which means they've been stripped of their nutrients and fiber. These types of carbs can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes that lead to cravings and overeating. So what should you do if you're looking to improve your diet? Start by cutting back on refined and processed carbs and replacing them with complex carbs like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. This will give you the energy you need to stay active without the blood sugar roller coaster ride. Remember, not all carbs are created equal, but complex carbs can be a valuable part of a healthy diet. Next, let's talk about cholesterol. For years, we've been told that all cholesterol is bad for us, and that we should do everything we can to avoid it. But what if I told you that cholesterol is unnecessarily the villain that we've been led to believe? In fact, our bodies produce most of the cholesterol that we need to function properly. And cholesterol is essential for a variety of important functions, including the production of hormones, vitamin D, and bile acids, which help us digest fats. Plus, cholesterol is a key component of cell membranes, providing structure and protecting our organs. While high levels of LDL or bad cholesterol can increase the risk of heart disease. Studies have actually concluded that eating foods high in cholesterol don't necessarily increase your risk. So what should you do? Don't worry too much about eating foods high in cholesterol. Instead, focus on maintaining a healthy diet and lifestyle overall. Eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and limit your intake of saturated and trans fats. If you have concerns about your cholesterol levels, talk to your doctor about ways to improve your diet and reduce other risk factors for heart disease. All right, next, antioxidants. Antioxidants are substances that can help protect our cells from damage caused by free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can contribute to aging and disease. Free radicals are produced naturally in our bodies as a result of normal metabolism. But they can also come from exposure to environmental toxins like pollution and cigarette smoke. While our bodies have natural antioxidant defenses, we can also get antioxidants from the foods we eat. Some good sources of antioxidants include fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, tea, and dark chocolate. Studies have shown that diets rich in antioxidants may help reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. So what should you do? Make sure to include plenty of antioxidant-rich foods in your diet. And remember, it's not just the type of food you eat, but also the quality. Fresh, unprocessed foods are generally a better source of antioxidants than packaged or processed foods. All right, next, let's talk about vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are essential nutrients that our bodies need for a variety of functions. Vitamins are organic compounds that our bodies need in small amounts for things like energy production, immune function, and cell growth and repair. Minerals, on the other hand, are inorganic elements that our bodies need for things like bone health, fluid balance, and nerve function. While our bodies can produce some vitamins and minerals, we also need to get many of them from the foods we eat. This is why it's important to eat a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein sources. Studies have shown that people who eat a balanced diet rich in vitamins and minerals are less likely to develop chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. So what should you do? Make sure to include plenty of nutrient-dense foods in your diet. This means choosing foods that are high in vitamins and minerals, but low in calories. Some examples include leafy greens, citrus fruits, nuts, and beans. If you're concerned about whether you're getting enough vitamins and minerals, talk to your doctor or a dietitian. They can help you assess your diet and make sure you're meeting your nutrient needs. And last but not least, probiotics. Probiotics are live bacteria and yeasts that are beneficial for our health. They are often referred to as good or helpful bacteria, because they help keep our gut healthy and our digestive system functioning properly. Probiotics can be found in fermented foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, and kimchi, as well as in supplements. Studies have shown that probiotics may help improve gut health, boost the immune system, and even improve mental health. One study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, for example, found that taking a probiotic supplement for 6 weeks improved symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, common digestive disorder. So what should you do? If you're interested in trying probiotics, start by adding probiotic-rich foods to your diet, like yogurt, sauerkraut, and kimchi. You can also talk to your doctor about taking a probiotic supplement. Just be sure to choose a reputable brand that has been third-party tested for quality and effectiveness. Remember, it's always important to consult with a healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. Stay healthy, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share for more informative content about natural health and wellness. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this content so far, and I hope you subscribed already. If you didn't do it and you enjoyed today's video, here are 2 other videos I think you'll love.